Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon. Out of the Amazon Prime world, we have a movie that was supposed to be in movie theaters, Samaritan, Sylvester Stallone. Is he the superhero this town needs? Because holy shit, this town is dirty, dirty, dirty. So Samaritan, what's about the very simple premise actually. We have twin brothers back in the day, Nemesis and Samaritan. One is good, one is evil. One of them died in a fire, and now Sylvester Stallone is trying to live peacefully as John Smith. But this kid, who's a super fan of Samaritan, realizes, wait a minute, I think this is Samaritan. And what do you know? It now turns into a kid versus bad guy with Sylvester Stallone trying to save the day. So, do I like this movie? This is an okay movie, but the problem is this movie had an identity crisis with that. And what I mean, I feel like it wanted to be a kid's movie on some levels with, oh yeah, looking up to Sylvester Stallone, we're going to have a good time together, you're going to teach me how to fight, you're my dad figure I always needed. But then when we have this bad guy who wants to be Nemesis, needs to go up against Sylvester Stallone in these warehouse fights, it gets brutal, R-rated, just tone, it wants that to be R-rated, but then it wants to be like a Shazam type of thing when it comes to the kid. So very tonal different, PG-13 R, trying to connect. And I think that's why it probably didn't hit theaters, because I don't think they knew what they wanted to really promote or how to market this movie. So with that, I will give the negatives of the movie first. And that's one of the big negatives, is it doesn't know what the story wants to be. Does it want to be this hardcore Batman-esque in the shadows, just kicking ass and taking names? Or does it want to be a Shazam type of movie of kids, yay, superheroes, you're my hero? And it really doesn't know what it wants to be. Also, the kid acting's fine, but it just felt, I want to say overdone, but I just didn't like how that was portrayed, and it just wasn't the biggest fan of what it was trying to show. Also, the bad guy in this movie, I'm pretty sure he's from Game of Thrones, if I'm not mistaken, but the reasoning why he wants to do what he's doing, just to become Nemesis and have the town be even more shitty, maybe it's trying to be a Bane, if you want to put it that way, from Batman, but you just don't understand his reasoning behind doing it. Yeah, you understand where he's getting these weapons from, which I didn't know no army base was making these weapons where people just go to static electricity. That's what I thought would happen when he put one at a cop in the storage room. I'm like, wait a minute, did he just turn into dust and electricity and lightning bolts? Did he just turn into that? So that weapon was really awkward. But yeah, totally don't know what this movie wants to be. The bad guy in this movie, and then some of the acting, you're just like, yeah, kid, I know what you're trying to do, but you're only 12. You shouldn't be with this wannabe Tekashi 6969 type of person. But what's good about this movie is the brutal action, and Sylvester Stallone takes this movie by the horns and wants it to be balls to the wall when it needs to be. Yeah, so the ending warehouse scene. Some of the CGI doesn't work, especially with the fire, but man, when it comes to the beating up, it gets brutal, and it's honest, and it's pretty badass. There are some scenes I've noticed too, when these movies come on Amazon Prime and Netflix, I kind of get sucked to my phone of okay, that's going on in the movie. I'm not like that in the movie theaters, but with this one, when the action was on screen, phone was off. Phone was out of my hands, and I was paying really good attention because it was really good fight choreography, good directing, and just well-acted set pieces when it comes to the end fight warehouse scene. And all the other fight scenes in this movie is really well done. Shock and awe was the car crash scene as well. It is very low budget, and you can tell it's low budget, but it works on that point of trying to be a super and trying to have that, just grittiness to it, this Batman grittiness, DC type of world, but identity crisis to a fault. So overall, I think Samaritan's an okay movie. It's worth your time, in my opinion, if you like Sylvester Stallone movies, but just expect it to be very tonally different, and you just don't know what it really wanted to show and get its message across. I don't know what the overall message was. So Samaritan will receive a 2.5 out of 5 Futons, which equals that 50%. So see the critics' news scores gave this one. So you have critics a 38% with 66 of them. Audience score an 81% with over 250. Here's critic consensus. Although Samaritan is better than it could have been, true, this Stallone-led superhero drama is creatively underpowered. I'm going to have to agree. Am I being too harsh on it? Maybe. If this was R, I think it would have been the positive rating because you could be like that oh shit moments and it like really shows that oh shit moments. I understand what they want to do with the kid and not having a father character in this. Superhero supposed to be the father character. Also, Martin Short. Is it Martin Short? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Martin Short in this movie. He's in a lot of old TV shows, Joe Apatow type of movies. I'm going to get really mad. Yeah, Martin Starr. Sorry, Martin Starr. His story arc was so underdeveloped. I'm just like, come on. Give me a little bit more of him, but they don't. So, 38, 50, 81. 38, that is low. 50, maybe I could go 60, but I want to stick to my 50. Cheese out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think is Booftopia. You Booftonians. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. And thank you for watching. Pretty soon, fingers crossed, there will be a sponsor for this channel. And I'm not talking like a no bullshit sponsor. No, this is a real sponsor coming to me. I'm freaking excited.